three-level penthouse 66 stories high in his skyscraper on Fifth Avenue. Trump can enjoy nearly 11,000 sprawling square feet of living space, and his son Barron reportedly has a floor all to himself. As you might expect, the penthouse is decorated in over-the-top lavish fashion with cathedral ceilings, Corinthian columns, massive sparkling chandeliers, and gold accents of Versailles. He had an office on the 26th floor in the building, so living and working here is easy, even a private elevator to reach it. When Trump built the tower in 1983, the landmark skyscraper became one of the most recognizable and greatest in the world. When it was completed, it was the tallest glass building in Manhattan at the time, rising over 600 feet into the city's sky, striking with its glass curtain wall and sawtooth faceting. Its bold bronze exterior is a dramatic architectural masterpiece that has received rave reviews from the New York Times architecture critics. Its interior, with a 100-foot mirrored atrium, 7-foot waterfall, and marbled floors, was also equally impressive. Property we're gonna look at is his suburban base, also known as Seven Springs, one of Trump's more under-the-radar residents. Donald Trump purchased a 213-acre property in Bedford, New York, which is about 45 miles north of New York City. He reportedly paid $7.5 million for the property and had plans to turn it into a golf course, but it's remained a private house to this day. He ended up putting a lot of the land under conservation easement after he couldn't acquire zoning permits, according to Forbes, and more kids spent the summers and weekends. Seven Springs has a massive 60 rooms inside, 15 of which are bedrooms, in addition to amenities like not one but 3 pools, even one indoor pool that's encased in marble. There are also 12 baths, 2 servant or staff wings, and a bowling alley. The main house was built in 1919 by former Federal Reserve Chairman and Washington Post publisher on the mansion, and we can see an intricately outlined EM for his initials in the ironwork. Outside on the property, there are also features like a barn with stables, hiking trails, and another structure. There's a more modest Tudor-style home, which was built in 1919 by H.J. Hines of Hines Ketchup, a friend of ours. Today, both homes are surrounded primarily by nature preserves, making them almost fully iced. Springs is built in a European influenced design, which carries on to the interior. The house is reached through a sweeping driveway beyond maintained lawns to the circle drive in front of the 3-level limestone property. An elaborate stone fountain centers the turning circle, and a stone portico encloses the main door. Inside, the style retains the grandeur of the outside with marble floors, gilded furnishings, stone staircases, and high molded ceilings. Fireplaces throughout most of the common rooms, including the wood-paneled library, which seems to have kept most of its original design, including the veined wood panels and inset shelves, delicate ceiling plasterwork, and more, along with the addition of some new shimmering gold furnishing. It's reported that Trump owns homes in Palm Beach, Florida, worth a collective $25 million. He loves to stay at Mar-a-Lago, which is also dubbed the Winter Acre estate of Mar-a-Lago, has 128 rooms and spans the entire width of the island Palm Beach. It is located on, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the Intercoastal Waterway. The mansion was built by post-serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post in 1927. It spans 62,500 square feet inside and also contains the Mar-a-Lago Club, a members-only club with guest rooms, a spa, and other hotel-style amenities. Mar-a-Lago is the second largest mansion in the state of Florida and the 22nd largest mansion in the United States. Turned Mar-a-Lago into a private club in 1995 and built a 20,000 square foot ballroom with $7 million in gold leaf. He also spent $100K on 4 gold-plated sinks. Basically, much like his Fifth Avenue penthouse, there's gold everywhere you look. These days, his family maintains private quarters in a separate closed-off area of the house and ground. Melania, who previously listed New York City their main home instead. As I mentioned, this seaside resort is often referred to as the Winter White House, and Trump also hosts a number of high-powered visitors and world leaders here as well. While it serves as the Trump family's playground, it's open to people who purchase a membership at the club. Those who are lucky enough to make it inside are treated to a detailed portico that leads into the main building, which features a neo-Gothic accents. Once inside, ornate decor, much like a European palace, awaits, along with pricey antique furniture. The club's main living room features high ceilings and gold-plated designs over every wall. Because of its flat terrain and open-air access, Trump can fly in on his own helicopter if he's not on Air Force. Various pools on the property, just like Trump and his security team apparently do. In 2018, Forbes estimated the value of the state at around $160 million. Lavish features, historic background, Miss Winter White House Mar-a-Lago in Florida, his New York City penthouse, and Seven Springs.